Hi, today I have prepared two multiple choice questions for you, and as usual I recommend you to stop video here, read the questions, answers, try to solve both problems, and when you would be ready you can run video again and you can compare your answers with my answers and explanations. So here's the first question. How many different types of gametes could be generated from the individuals with the following genotypes? And here is the three variants here, and variant A we have two loci. One would be loci A and B, or we can say this would be gene A and B, and both of them in the heterozygous state. So how many different genotypes or how many different gametes genotypes we can have with this genotype? So let me write down this genotype once again. So this is capital A small a and capital B small b. So gametes would be haploid, so we would have only one out of these two genes in gamete, and one out of these two not genes, alleles. So this represent one gene and two allelic forms, and the same is here. So in the gametes we may have different combinations, and first would be capital A and capital B. So capital A, capital B. The second combination can be capital A and small b, capital A and small b. And the third combination can be small a and capital B. So small a and capital B. And the fourth combination, unique combination, can be small a and small b. So as you see here, answer for the first question would be 4 combinations. But this is not very convenient way to solve such problems, because here, as you see, number of combinations would increase, and here it would be even more. So in order to solve such problems where we have 3 and more loci, we are going to use formula, and here is a formula. So 2 raised n. So this is very simple formula, and here for the n we have a number of not loci but only heterozygous loci. So here we have 1 and 2 heterozygous loci. So this is going to be for the question A, we would have 2 raised 2, or this is going to be 4, and this is exactly what we have here. So the answer would be 4 here. And for the B, we would have 2 raised 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3 heterozygous loci here. So 2 raised 3, or is the same as 2 multiplied by 2 and multiplied by 2. So this is going to be 8. So answer here would be 8. And here with question C, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 heterozygous loci. So here we would have 2 raised 4, and the answer would be 16. So the answer here would be 16. And you may ask, what if the genotype would be, for example, capital A small a, capital B small b, capital C small c, and capital D and small d, and for example small e, and capital F and capital F. And the number of combinations would be absolutely the same as here, because here we have two loci in the homozygous form. Here is a homozygous recessive, and here is a homozygous dominant. So the number of combinations would be absolutely the same as here, because we only count number of the loci that is heterozygous, and the number would be the same: 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like in this example here. So now I hope you would remember how to solve this problem, and if you would find it on your exam, you wouldn't experience any problem to solve it. So now we can move to the second question. Given the genotypes capital A, capital B, small b, and capital C that we have to cross with another genotype that is homozygous recessive for gene A, B, and heterozygous for the gene C, what are the chances of producing the following genotypes? And here is three variants, and we have to calculate chances for each variant. So how we are going to solve this problem? Here we have to assume that all these genes, all these loci are segregate independently, and that means that these genes are on the different chromosomes. So in order to solve this problem, we have to compare each loci separately. So here we have for the parent 1, we have this parent heterozygous for gene A, and parent 2 is homozygous recessive for the same gene. So we can build a simple Punnett square, and this is going to be genotype of parent 1, and this is going to be genotype of parent 2. So when we build the Punnett square, we can predict outcome of such a cross and probabilities. So here we would have capital A and small a here, capital A, small a here, and small a here. So as you see, we have 50% chances to get homozygous recessive as outcome of this cross, and 50% heterozygous. And the question here asks us what is the probability that the progeny would be heterozygous for the gene A, and as you see, this is 1/2 chances, 1/2. So 2 out of 4 would be 1/2, or 50%, or 0.5, just on different scales. So we can put here probability 1/2 for the gene A. Now let's consider gene B, and as you see, we have here heterozygous parent for this gene and homozygous recessive second parent. So once again, just as in the previous example, the probability to have homozygous recessive would be 1/2. So this is going to be 1/2 probability to get a progeny that is going to be homozygous recessive for the gene B. And for the gene C, we have one parent who is homozygous dominant and another parent who is heterozygous. So let's write down this also and make Punnett square. So we have here capital C for one parent, and capital C, small c for the second parent. Now we build a Punnett square, and as you see, here we have capital C here, and capital C, small c here, and capital C, small c here. So once again, 50% of such a cross would be heterozygous, and 50% would be homozygous dominant. So chances here would be once again 1/2. So we have to multiply all these probabilities. So 1/2 multiplied by 1/2 would be 1/4, multiplied by 1/2 would be 1/8. So this is going to be our answer here. And as you see, such a cross would produce always 50% chances to be homozygous dominant, heterozygous, or homozygous recessive. So the answers would be 1/8 in each example. So probably we may have more difficult problems where we can get different ratios for different genotypes, but here in this example we have the same ratios for different genotypes. But on the other hand, this might be interesting because we have different genotypes and probabilities would be the same. So now I hope you would be able to solve different, more complicated problems. The rule is the same, and everything you have to do just to build a Punnett square for each cross of loci separately. So this is very easy, and then you just have to use probabilities for each combination. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.